What an upset. What a surprise. An unexpected result for Thursday night footy. Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia, and welcome to the Thursday night football review for round one of the 2024 NRL season. It feels like the opening game of the season because of Vegas, but obviously it's the third game of the NRL season, and my God, an upset that not many people saw coming. The Raiders defeating the Newcastle Knights in Newcastle, 28 points to 12. Unbelievable result. The Milk, they got up. I'm joined by content creator, Warriors NRL Fanatics. Fanatics, did you see this result coming?
No, I did not see it coming. I actually tipped Newcastle 13 plus, and it turned out to be the Raiders 13 plus. So yeah, I was definitely wrong with that one. I'm sure a lot of people weren't expecting the Raiders to win, except their fans. So yeah, really surprised with the score.
Look, man, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna say this. 90% of people tipped the Knights, but there were 10% of people that went the Raiders. Obviously, you got the 5% of Canberra fans, and you got the 5% of experts. But this result was a surprise. I didn't see it coming. Just quickly, hello to everyone that's in the live chat. Welcome to the review. We got a fairly nice crowd building up here. We've got about 18 people watching the review at the moment. So thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to the Thursday night football review. Raiders 28, Knights 12. Hello to everyone that's here. We'll acknowledge the chat. Kyle says, add us in, bro. No, I've got Fanatics on here tonight. If you want to come on, the goalpost next week will be available if you want to hop on that. We've got Hosea. Viking Axe is obviously through the roof. Rishi, SS Storm fan, Devils _Psy. MJM. Surely Raiders aren't going to win the spoon now, Nick. Listen, I'll give you your praise. You deserve the win. Let's not get too carried away. It's the first game of the season. Let's see if the Raiders can continue this momentum. Can they continue to prove us wrong? You can tell Ricky Stewart took it personally tonight. William Pearson, hello, Bosky, CJ, everyone that's tuning in. Thank you very much. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Well, this just proves, Fanatics, that any game this weekend can go either way. That's what I learned from tonight. The Raiders were $3.05. There was 10 minutes before kickoff. I was putting on a couple of late bets, just a couple of cheeky $2 bets and whatever. And the Newcastle Knights were paying $1.38. The Raiders were $3.05. And they were impressive. The Raiders, they deserved the win. They were very good, man. They were very good. I'm just disappointed with Newcastle, bro. I really am. I really am disappointed with Newcastle. See, the thing is, right? Fanatics, your game tomorrow night against the Sharks. Most people are tipping the Warriors, but it can be it can be dangerous. We got the Dolphins. I'd say 60% are tipping us, 40% are going Dolphins. Like, what tonight proves is that any game this weekend can go either way. You think the Eels are going to win easy? You think the Panthers are going to win easy? You think the Titans are going to win easy? It could honestly go the other way. It really could. It really could. And let me just say something about the Raiders, man. Ricky Stewart, Canberra, the Raiders took this personally. They were beaten by the Knights last year in the elimination final. They wanted to get redemption for that disappointing loss in the finals. They got redemption. The Raiders took it personally. Ricky Stewart, he loves an underdog. And The Raiders forward pack, they gave it to him. Kalen Ponga had absolutely no room tonight. He couldn't do what he normally would. Crossland was scrappy. You know, the back line. Let me just give a shout out to Dane Gagai. Easily the best player for the Knights. Dane Gagai playing like he played in Origin. It was Origin Gagai tonight. He was on fire. But everyone else was a step below what they should be. And shout out to Entertain Us in the live chat. He says Cowboys Knights next week. Cowboys should win comfortably. Well, based off tonight, you would bloody hope so. But I'm telling you right now, Newcastle won't make 12, 15 errors, whatever it was tonight, next week. So,
yeah.
Mate, what'd you make of the game for next? Obviously, we're all surprised, but what'd you make of the game?
Yeah, look, I came into this game actually expecting, I was actually expecting a good game. I thought it was quite a good game for round one.
It was okay.
It wasn't too bad. I wouldn't say it wasn't the bestest game in the world, but it was all right. Obviously there's so much pressure on the Knights going into this. There's a lot of the expectation because they're at home.
Yuck.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the stats. Newcastle Knights, 14 errors.
Yeah.
And I reckon, I think they had about 8 errors in the first half. So,
shocking.
Another 6 errors in the second half didn't help. Let me just say something. Like, I know there were a couple of 50-50 calls that didn't go Newcastle's way. Like, if you saw, remember the grubber kick from Hastings, I think it was, and Kai Pesky went for it, but Rapin knocked it on, went backwards. Those sort of things, you got to get over them, the 50-50s. You got to get over them. And it felt like tonight, every time a call went against Newcastle, they seem to have held a bit of a grudge, and it sort of affected them a little bit. I'm just so disappointed with the Knights, bro. Like, they're at home, 22,000 fans there. I'd say 20,000 of them were probably Newcastle supporters. There would have been a few Canberra fans going up there. But this was disappointing from the Knights. This was disappointing. 30 missed tackles from the Knights as well. 18 ineffective tackles. Penalty count was 6-all. Raiders had a 3-1, 6 again count in their favour. Okay, I got to ask you this. The Hudson Young sin bin in the first half on Ponga. What'd you make of that?
Yeah, look, I think it was fair. I think it was fair, personally. But I know there'll be some Raiders fans up in arms about it, but really, like, it is a high shot on Ponga, and you just can't do it. So, it might seem a little bit soft in a way, but it is what the rules are. Our rules are, and you just can't. High shot a player, and
it was. I'm pretty sure it was an elbow, and it did hit Ponga right in the chin.
Yep.
So,
so,
fair enough. I'm just gonna go to the live chat for a moment. Look, Kyle, I got no problem with banter and stuff, but don't be starting wars and stuff in the live chat, man. You can banter and stuff, but don't take it too far. That's all I ask. Don't take it too far. Banter's fine, but just don't go too far. Found a new hater. Hey, bro, haters are everywhere, aren't they? There's a lot of them. I've had several of them in the last couple of days, but haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate, bro. That's how it's part of the business. Couldn't care less. But look, Ricky Stewart, bro. I think Ricky Stewart's the one that deserves a lot of praise. Obviously, the Raiders players were very good. A lot of them were, and we'll go through it. We'll go through all the players and whatever. But this was a Ricky Stewart masterstroke tonight, I reckon.
Yeah. Look, I'm not the biggest Ricky Stewart fan, but you've got to give him credit. He loves being the underdog. He's a coach that loves being the underdog, and he always gets his team up for a game. And a lot of people expected, that the Knights would, roll the Raiders tonight, and that wasn't the case. So, you can see the way they started the game. The Raiders are well up for the game as well. So that was definitely a sign.
They were up.
Yeah, that was definitely a sign for the second half, especially. And a lot of people thought the Knights were going to run over them in the second half. Yeah, everyone thought the Knights were going to come back strong at home and all that, but yeah, the Raiders just had other ideas.
The thing is, Fanatics, for me, bro, the Raiders, obviously they were the better team, but I don't think their attack is still that good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think their attack is that good. Like, I'm looking at the Raiders, like they scored a try off a kick.
Yeah.
Which was very, very good. They scored one off a couple of offloads and whatnot, but I still think Canberra got a lot to do with their attack, a lot to work on. I don't think it was all that impressive. I don't know if you feel the same way, but the attack wasn't that great.
No, it was the defense for me that really got them over the line. Really, the Raiders' defense, it was like the Raiders, the defense, last year wasn't great, but in this game, like they defended almost everything the Knights tried to throw at them, and yeah, the Knights couldn't break them down really. Like,
sorry, mate, I've just had my dog interrupt me live on air.
Oh, how good.
Oh man, far out. I don't know what the hell's going on with this Kyle fella, but bro, take the argument somewhere else, please. We're not here to argue about stuff. We're just here to talk footy, man. We're here to talk footy. But
yep.
Who impressed you from the Raiders tonight? Who really stood out?
That's a good question, actually. I've got a couple of players. I thought I think Tomoko had a good game. I think Tomoko had a good game. Joseph Tapine was very good as well.
What about Morgan Smithies at lock forward? He was great.
Yeah, he was good. First game I've actually seen him play, and boy, he looks like a good prospect for this year. So a good signing ahead. So yeah, I believe he's from the UK. He's brought over from the Super League there, isn't he?
He's born in Halifax. He played for Wigan.
Yep.
I've been rating him for years, bro.
I
honestly didn't think he was going to come to the NRL, but he was very good. First 20 minutes he was outstanding, bro, making big tackles, running the ball very well, and he had to go for a HIA, and then he come back on the field, and it was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
absolutely phenomenal. What about okay, I'll be a little bit critical of him, but it's his first game, so I am willing to put him. I'm willing to give him a bit of a pass mark here. Ethan Strange, the young Raiders 5'8", didn't have the greatest game of footy, but he will get better, I reckon, as the more football he plays.
Yeah, definitely. I think for his first game, not his best, but look, it's only his first game, and I'm sure he'll only get better and improve, and he's a very young player and another young prospect. So yeah, I'm sure he'll only get better over the next couple of games or for the next season, for the rest of the season. So
yeah. Nah, sorry, I just had to put him in timeout for a minute because too much drama going on there.
Oh,
it's only a 5-minute ban, bro. I just sick of looking at dramas in the chat here. But bro, fantastic performance from the Raiders, very good. Newcastle, bro, let's talk about them for a minute. What the hell was that from the Knights?
Yeah, it was disappointing. It was really disappointing from Newcastle tonight. They had, a lot going for them tonight, especially being at home and that and playing in front of their fans. And yeah, there was their attack, I thought tonight was just they had no idea what they were doing half the time. They scored just a couple of good tries, but really the Knights didn't really threatening the Raiders in that first half. And that second half showed, because they only scored 12. They only got 12 points, and the Raiders scored 28. So
pathetic, bro.
Yeah, it was just
pathetic.
They had no idea what they were doing.
I don't want to be too negative on the Knights, because next week the Knights take on my Cowboys up in Townsville, and I feel like if I criticize them too much, it's gonna bite me on the ass. It's gonna bite me on the ass next week. But look, they were horrible, bro. Absolutely horrible. I just don't understand what happened, bro. Like, I get, round one, teams are a bit scrappy and whatever, but they did sign Jack Cogger in the offseason. And I believe Jack Cogger is better than Tyson Gamble. But I can understand Adam O'Brien wanting to play Gamble and Hastings, because that was the combination that led them to the finals and that big win streak. But sometimes you got to look at the big picture here. Jack Cogger is a much better half than Tyson Gamble. Tyson Gamble, for me, could be a really good 14 at the Knights. I really do believe that. But tonight, Gamble I'm not blaming him, because Kalen Ponga had a bad game as well, and Crossland was shocking. Hastings was probably the only half that looked somewhat decent. But they got to work out what their best spine is, bro, because I don't think Newcastle are going to be a top 8 team with Gamble at the number 6. I don't think so. And shout out to Daft Previous in the live chat. Good to see you, bro. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Good to see you there. I love his bets, bro. I've copied some in the past, and I've won some good money. So I'll have to get some more tips off you soon, Daft Previews. But yeah, I don't know, bro. Newcastle's spine needs work, and okay, we got to talk about it. Dominic Young, no longer at the Knights, bro. They missed him on that right side. I know Tuala went off injured with a quad and whatnot, but bro, you can see how much they missed Dominic Young tonight.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that they missed, his involvement in the game tonight, especially. Dominic Young's a massive loss for the Knights. A lot of people downplaying it. A lot of people downplaying the significance of the loss of Dominic Young. Like, it's the same. It's the same as I like. People are downplaying Herbie Farnworth, and Thomas Fleeger's loss to Brisbane.
Yep.
So yeah, look, it is like a huge loss, and it's a huge game for the Roosters, especially. So they've got another strong attacking outside back down there. So
we'll just go for bro. We'll just go for a couple more stats here, and then we'll give our top 3 players on the field, I guess. So Phoenix Crossland had the most tackles tonight at 57. I'm not surprised by that. That's all he could do, and by the time Newcastle had possession, it was just too tight to run from dummy half. Thanks, Crossland. Morgan Smithies had the most tackles for the Raiders at 44. That's pretty impressive considering he was off for a HIA for 15 minutes. So that's good to see there. The most meters, bro. Dane Gagai. No surprise there. He was a machine, Dane Gagai. He played like he was playing State of Origin, and Gagai, he was outstanding. Rapana also ran for 183 meters. There's a few of them here. All right, so before we give our player of the game, who would you say were the best players for Newcastle? I know you probably can't name too many, but who would you say was the best of the Knights? For me, I'd say Gagai, Tyson Frizzell, and Kai Pearce-Paul. I reckon they were the Knights' best 3 players.
Yeah, I got to go with Dane Gagai. Dane Gagai was it was like he was winding the clock back. Dane Gagai to the old Dane Gagai. Old Dane Gagai. He was simply outstanding. Another player, I think that Kyle Pearce-Paul actually was pretty good. I thought
he was very good.
Yeah, I thought he was really good off the bench. Yeah. Another player over from the Super League from the UK there. So those are my 2 players. I've got 2 players there, Gagai and Kyle Pierce-Paul. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What about from the Raiders? Let's talk about their best players, and they did have quite a few, man. For me, you mentioned it earlier, man. I thought Tomoko was absolutely outstanding. I thought Papali and Tarpany were great.
Yep.
Hudson Young had a pretty shitty first half, but really bounced back in the second, made up for that stupid sin bin of his. Morgan Smithy's very impressive as well. Jamal Fogarty's kicking game, I thought, was absolutely outstanding as well. Rapana looked pretty good out there. Who would you say was the best player from the Raiders?
There's quite a few. There's quite a few candidates. I'd probably say Tomoko was quite good there in the outside backs. I thought Tarpane was great in the forwards there for the Raiders. And there's another player that I Jordan Rapana. He was good. He was good for the Raiders in that fullback spot as well. Which I've sort of had my doubts, but I know it's only the first game, but he did play very good tonight. So yeah, those are my standout Raiders. There's quite a few more to name, but those are the ones that I've. If you
had to pick one, the player of the match, who would you select?
I forgot. I should mention Jamal Fogarty. I thought Jamal Fogarty was quite good actually. So I'm going to actually go with Jamal Fogarty. I thought his kicking game was quite good tonight. So yeah, I'm going to go with him. Yeah.
No, I mean fair enough. I do like that. For me, I'm going to go with Joseph Tarpany, man. I'm going to go with Joseph Tarpany. I think he's the best player on the field, man.
Yep.
There's so many you could pick, but yeah, Tarpany for me, player of the game. Well done to the Raiders. A 28-12 win. Not many people saw Raiders 13+ coming tonight, but that is the final result. All right. That's going to wrap up the review, my friend. Thank you very much, Fanatics, for coming on, and all the best to the Warriors tomorrow night against Cronulla.
Yeah, it's great to be on the review with you, Nick. Congratulations to the Raiders and their supporters on the win, and for the Knights, obviously they get back to the drawing board next week. So my boys play tomorrow against the Sharks, and hopefully we don't suffer the same feat as the Knights did tonight, and hopefully the Outlaw boys can get the win tomorrow.
Well, Newcastle, they're going 0-2, man, because the Cowboys next week, we're going to kick their ass after that performance, but don't want to get too ahead of myself. Obviously, I'm going to back the Cowboys, but thank you, everyone that tuned in. Thank you very much. We had a very, very good crowd here tonight. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night for the Friday Night Football review between the Wars and the Sharks and the Panthers and the Storm. Have a fantastic night, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See ya. Up the Wars.